So earlier we have seen Parkinsonism disease, that is one of the neurodegenerative disease where we have seen that there is a degeneration of neurons, particularly dopaminergic neuron, and which causes the problems in muscular activities, rigidity and akinesia, etc. Now the next type of such neurodegenerative disease is the Alzheimer's, and basically Alzheimer is one of the type of dementia. So we'll learn about dementia first, then we'll think about Alzheimer's disease. We'll see about the various stages of the disease and what we should do, and then we'll go for various details about it. I'll suggest you again to everybody, this one will be somewhere interesting assignment I'll be giving today. Those who want to understand about Alzheimer's, there was a very beautiful movie where Amitabh Bachchan has portrayed the part of a teacher who gets Alzheimer's. Very beautiful movie.
सर नवले सर ने ये वीडियो दिखाया था हमको.
ब्लैक मूवी का?
हाँ.
बहुत अच्छा, बढ़िया. So those who have seen, those who have not seen, they can just go for it. I usually, since many years, whenever I teach Alzheimer's, I used to tell about watch this movie. Actually, somewhere in 2002, or like that movie came, and it was one of the very acclaimed movie. The Amitabh Bachchan's award was Amitabh Bachchan was having an award-winning role in that. So beautiful movie to understand, and you match this with the what we'll see as a sign symptoms. So Alzheimer's is one of the dementia, as I told you. There are varieties of dementia. Usually one dementia we call as a senile dementia. Senile means senior, we know. Senior means aged one. So after certain age when it comes, we call it as a senile dementia. The basis is simple in that because of the age, then there is a neurodegeneration, and you know that neurons once are degenerated, they cannot be replaced. They are not like other tissues. So that once that process starts, that goes on happening. So let us see about it, what it is. We'll see about dementia. We'll see the stages, and we'll see that what we can have into it. Treatments again, as usual. Since this topic is again common with second year, what we'll do is we'll go for pathophysiology and basic activity with second year, and again we'll part this into again we'll part away, that is the second year will have drugs acting, or drugs which are used in the pharmacology mechanism, and here we shall see various therapeutic guidelines. Again, those who want to attend any of these classes can do accordingly. If you get time, we'll fix the time. Today it was possible, so we are making it. Second year classes, they are at around 2. They are occurring at 2 o'clock. So at that time, if any students from this class, fourth year, want to attend, and I think fourth year classes nowadays we are having at around 12:30. Those who are interested in that, we can have it. So let us go ahead. So what is a dementia? Dementia is a disease process, that is a progressive decline in the cognitive function. Cognitive, we have seen many times, cognition is a very broad aspect, that is that broad aspect is cognition. We call that if you have seen English language somewhere, we said cognizance, taking cognizance, that is to take to react the someone's activity is a cognizance. Basically, if you do some activity, I react to it, is a cognizance. Positive way, negative way, again that goes next to it, but reacting to something and doing it in that way is a cognition. So basically, usually how we use cognition, that is again, as I told you, we have got areas in brain. I'll suggest you to read again anatomy, physiology for this. and how the memory is there. Memory has got variety of ways to describe. And again, very interesting to know again, if somebody knows. Anybody knows how memory is stored? And then why CNS is, that difficult will understand this. You just try to recall how much memory you people have got, and then you will realize that whatsoever your nowadays mobile phone, something you have, it is somewhere comparable to this. You know so many voices, you know so many faces, you know so many plants, you know so many flowers, you know so many things, you know so many letters, you know so many words, you know so many meanings of words. Again, as you go with the depth, that increases. Okay, so you just try to recall that how much you know, then you realize. And still people say that very few people are able to use even 1% of their brain activity. So what is memory actually? Anybody? What is memory, or how memory is there in brain? So nobody agreed. Memories are two type. How exactly memory is there? How we memorize? What happens in CNS when there is a memory? Any area in the brain which is responsible for memory? Okay. How it is stored? Anyway, you go through this, you just you'll find it interesting. And again, memory is nothing like that can be stored somewhere. It is again a type of impulse, and that is currently continuously being circulated. Okay, and that goes as a memory. Memory has got many dimensions. So therefore we have got memory with touch, sensations. Human brain has got even that much ability to identify the different touches, particularly at I remember one training where particularly for young small girls, they were trying to teach good touch and bad touch. So again, that perception one can have. So this is all cognition. That understanding that goes in cognition. Even the specify the type of touch, that is a cognition. So we take attention, or we make attention, we react to that situation, that situation is noticed by our brain, is a cognition. So there are many things which our brain notices, that stores in that, and it uses. So basically three things we take in cognition: to notice the thing, to make the interpretation of that notice. Means very grossly, if I'll speak, I see something is moving, then I can initially my memory will say that no, it is a human figure, it is no other animal, so it is first is human. So this is my first interpretation. Again, it comes closer at certain place, then and that happens very fast. I can understand what kind of human being is, whether it is male, whether it is female, small, young, child, adult, middle age, whatsoever. Again, our memory process and try to identify whether the person I know or I do not know. Again, maybe after some time my memory will say for what purpose the person might have come, if person is coming to me. exactly towards me, or what may the work the person may be having. If particularly it is special case, you can think about how our brain is processing so many things one after another. So these all things are cognitions. That is, we notice, our brain interprets accordingly, try to correlate it with certain things. The person is good, bad, whatsoever it may be. Uh, then everything that comes in a cognitions. So what is dementia? It is a decline in the cognitive function. Okay, my question still unanswered. I tried to put it briefly that how memory is there. Memory two type people have put, or Vaibhav has put, that is, there are two memories. We call it as short term, long term. Short term is converted into long term. This is again, I'll happy if you can go through what is memory, how the memory is stored. Basically, we don't have any place like that where it is stored, or we can say memory is stored. Basically, if you remember anatomy physiology, we have got three types of neurons: sensory neurons, second are association neuron, and motor neuron. So we most of our association neurons, they are working for that, because these neurons are doing interpretations. I'll suggest you to read again good anatomy physiology book, where you will learn about various neuronal circuits, because here everything is going in a circuit, just like in computer. Okay, here in computer you try to understand, or you see somewhere how the computer stores whatsoever memory are there, and then how it can be recalled back, how it is utilized, how it gives output from that when we put some question. So similarly, we have got a memory that function, that has got a cognitive function, and when there is a progressive decline, we call it as a dementia. In our simple language, we call it as a memory loss. There are over 170 types of irreversible dementias are known in various conditions. Example of these are, in HIV, it can happen. In vascular diseases, it can occur. Because of the Lewy bodies, it can occur. Presence of, because of Parkinsonism, it can occur, because we have seen it recently in Parkinsonism. Alzheimer's, it can occur. So there are there. Some of the forms are reversible when it is because of the thyroid disorders, because of certain drugs, or because of the dehydration, it is there, it can be there. But this 170 types of dementias, they are irreversible. Simultaneously, some of the activities can be there. Example is delirium. We know delirium, we have studied earlier. Fourth year we have studied. Second year we have to study, that is delirium. Delirium is a excited state of CNS. It is sort of agitated state. The person becomes hyperactive, overactive. So this is the state, or we can say excessive CNS stimulation in that. So it can be of acute onset, it can be treated again. The altered state of consciousness, people call it, or as I told you, it is hyperactiveness, or it is overactiveness, I can say, or CNS stimulation. Then another is a depression. It can be starting gradually. Again, it can also be treated. We can check the signs of the depression. We have studied it earlier again in fourth year. What are the signs? Is a low self-esteem, or feeling uselessness is there, that I don't have any worth. This kind of feeling goes, then we call it as a depression. And dementia is a gradual on dementia, again having a gradual onset. That is, onset means, when it all of a sudden it starts, that is acute onset. And gradually means after some time, slowly stages of depression will start, stages of dementia will start. Again, dementia can be treated initially. Memory loss and decline in the cognitive function, we have already seen the features of the dementia. Alzheimer's is the most common form of the irreversible dementia. That is, nearly 70% of the all dementia are because of the Alzheimer's disease. Over 4.5 million Americans, they have Alzheimer's disease, and it is estimated that 60% of the all nursing home residents, they have Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is not a normal aging. Why it is not normal aging? Because it doesn't happen to everyone. Okay, there are many people who live beyond age of maybe 70, 80, 90, and they don't have any memory problems. So it would have been normal aging, then it could have been to majority of people, but it is not there. It is there in few of them, and these few are having very typical characteristic which we shall be seeing later. So it is not a normal aging. It makes problem. Learning new information makes take longer time in these people. It may difficult to filter out the noise. Again, very important thing about this here. What do you mean by, anybody could say what is this? May be difficult to filter out noise. This is very important line. If anybody has got any understanding from that. Can anybody just give a try? I am very sure it may not be correct. I will appreciate highly if somebody can give a correct answer of it, but still you can have try about it. In Alzheimer's, it may be difficult to filter out noise. What it is? Even those who wish can unmute themselves and answer. Anybody? Fourth year? Okay. Anybody knows about this word noise, wherever it is used, where at what positions, at in places it is used? Okay, to what exactly you call as a noise? Anybody? What is noise? Unpleasant sound. Okay. Anybody? Fourth year? No one? Disruptive to hearing. They cannot tolerate high voices. Okay. Anyway, noise actually in case of sound, when we take, it is the sound which is not expected by you, or which is not sought by you, which was not desired by you. That is a noise. I remember when I was very young and we were listening plays on radios that time, because I was from a small village. Many times these plays, very famous plays, and I remember the very famous dialogue at one place, that is, I think it was a very famous play, To Mi Navech or something like that, very famous play in Marathi, and that he says that I like the sound of crow, and the other one, to what everybody likes, that is nightingale, we say, koel we would. So everybody says that that the bird is having very good type of this humming. So that protagonist say that she is just shouting that one crow is beautiful. So for that fellow, that is a noise. For us, crow's voice can be noise. For other, it can be a desired sound. So noise is actually anything which is undesired, which is not desired, which is not wanted. I hope this is clear now, this with this example. So anything, and this usually we apply for sound, therefore noise is very common that. But when you go for any kind of instruments, machines, analysis, etc., there are many instrumental methods, and they will find that there are certain deflections, and these deflections were not from anything. It may be because of voltage fluctuation or something. They will call it as a noise. Why again? That means these this type of results, they are not of anything. They are just because of the machine's problem. We call it as a noise. Okay. So what is noise in this case? Here noise is what? Again, there are so many inputs are going, isn't it? Now there may be many who are attending this class, but they are engaged somewhere else, either watching out of window, or those who are in home, they must be looking towards kitchen, what is being made, isn't it? So there are so many things are going, and you will realize that actually as a teacher we realize that many times that students are staring very blankly. हमने साइन देखा था पार्किंसोनिज्म में ऐसा. So like that, you know, their mind is somewhere else, they are physically present. So what is happening is, that means that so many impulses are going. Teacher is speaking, teacher is trying to explain, but the person is not able to take it. Why this can happen? Because again your brain has got that cognitive function, has got that peculiarity, that whatsoever function which are desired. I used to ask many times in class, particularly those who yawn in my class, then I ask them that, why don't you yawn in movie theater, whatsoever boring movie it may be. Those who are good students, they said, sir, no, we have paid money for the tickets, we have buy ticket and we go in very good what we can say multiplex or something like that. So there is a AC, there is a very good chair. Still usually we don't have yawning, very rarely, isn't it, whatsoever boring, and I can see many are yawning in classes. So why this? Again it is the brain activity. So what happen is, because brain feel tired with this. In movie you do not feel tired. Here brain, it is a fight between your brain and compulsion, like that. Your brain is not ready to listen the things, but your attendance and everything, what people will say, what teacher will say, people, they do come for classes, isn't it? Here also I can see like this many times. So this type of things are there, and this causes a sort of mental fatigue, and they start yawning. Here what is noise then? Noise is what? Noise is, we know so many inputs are coming. Out of that, what is important input, that input only brain will process, other inputs will not process. Okay. As I am saying, simultaneously 3-4 students are trying to talk with me. Out of that, I am focusing on one. For me, the others are noise at that moment. So these things are noise. Noise is what? These are the unwanted inputs which are there, the inputs which were not required. And brain has got ability. We have got so many inhibitory neurons. Just now we have seen alcohol for second year a few days before. We have seen that how the alcohol act. Initially alcohol causes stimulation, alcohol causes excited reaction, alcohol causes openness, therefore it is a party drink, etc. Then when we try to understand what is the mechanism, then we call it as a inhibition of inhibition. So basically we have got inhibitions. Will not behave, misbehave rather, will not misbehave, will not behave in a unsocial manner, because we have got some societal things which are taught in the beginning, and they are memorized by our brain, and this memory is making inhibitions for this for the things. So these things do not talk with the or limit your talk with the unknown person. After alcohol, this do not talk with the unknown person gets inhibited. So that inhibition of inhibition will cause more talking with that people. So these all things are there, these are the noises, that is whatsoever expected, whatsoever is going on, brain has got ability to select which is required, whatsoever is not required, just like teacher's voice is not required, then he will stare outside the window. Okay. So for them the teacher voice is a noise. Those who are attending the classes, any voice from outside or any disturbances from outside is a noise. So noise is a perspective. But this is very important for brain to filter out the noise, so that only important message will be carried, only important message will be stored. This noise, if it is not filtered, then so many impulses will be going on, the person will be confused that what exactly, because we have seen cognition means to reply or to revert to the situation, or it is taking it is sort of understanding of the situation, have the input, then get the check with the memory and revert back. So everything comes in a this cognition. When I say I ask some question, then you take the cognizance of it. How you take cognizance? Because my question, whatsoever it comes to your ears, from ears it goes to brain, you try to correlate the answer may be correct or wrong, you try to check with your memory about it, and your memories then find some suitable answer, you put it, you reply it back, and then it comes from your mouth. It's a whole process. Now if whatsoever I am telling, if your words are getting jumbled, then definitely you will not able to answer properly. So there are anything which is there, when this process is not properly done, or simultaneously so many things are there, it is getting mixed with anything, this thing is called as a noise. So if it is difficult to make the noise, then what will happen? The memory will be burdened, because the things which is not required, thus the thing which has not to be stored, that will be stored in memory, or it will also go in memory. And already we have seen that memory is getting affected, and useless things are there, maybe because of that useful things will be difficult to memorize, and these whole aspects will be affecting these people. So these are very typical things which are occurring. It has been seen that what happens to brain, you can see that this is a normal brain section, and these are the sections of Alzheimer's brain, and you can see the reduction in the various gray matter and white matter, and because of this reduction in this mass, most of the problems are there in the memory. So what are the diagnostic process for that? We shall see again various aspects of it related to reasons for that. There are variety of reasons we shall see for that. If you remember, in Parkinsonism we have seen synuclein protein, we have seen tau. I told you about tau that time also, and then similarly we have got so many reasons, etiological factors which are responsible for the Alzheimer's. How we diagnosed it? Again we have got some scales for that. And Alzheimer's or dementias are very debilitating one, because it causes one after another one. Reason is most of our activities are based on memory, and our memory is having responses for all these activities. So when memory is affected, then definitely what happens is we cannot perform many activities. Because of that, it causes irritations. We have seen delirium. It causes sort of depression, that I am not useful. And again, these are problematic features. These all features, they come together, and it becomes more and more affected one. So this is all about this diagnostic process. then apart from these scales, we can have brain scan, we can have blood and urine test, we can have hearing and visual examinations, we can have psychological testing and interview with the caregivers. And the only way to confirm diagnosis and autopsy, because till that these are all superficial, but what's the reason for dementia, whether it is Alzheimer's or not, that can be done only after autopsy. Autopsy means after death, that portion is removed, brain is removed, and then we can see it. So this is after autopsy, we have seen that the brain was affected and most of the areas were vanished or damaged. So what are the stages it has got? It is early stage, it reads some reminders, then daily routine becomes difficult, then concentration is difficult, slowly it will gradually, then that person needs some supporter, because many activities the person cannot do, may get lost easily. Again I repeat, those who wish, they can just go through that movie Black, and you compare the stages with Amitabh Bachchan in Black, and then you will realize why Amitabh Bachchan is considered as one of the tallest actor in India, because the way these all stages are there, they are very nicely portrayed by actor as a, so, the movie is Black, okay. Amitabh Bachchan and I think the heroine was Rani Mukherjee. Beautiful movie. So then stages are, and I like to have this on groups. How many of you have watched it, and how you are relating these stages with the movie? I would like to have the review on our groups, okay. So the middle stage is, as I told you, it may need hands-on care. The person can get lost easily. There can be changes in the personality. Then slowly there will be severe confusion. Again, very proper attention is needed for most of the things. The person may not recognize self or the family, and that is highest stage, and slowly it can be affected. Even the persons can go in coma as the further deteriorations goes on. So what are the areas of the brain they are affected? So they are cognition, in memory, learning, language, praxic functions, abstract thinking, psychomotor speed, these all things are there, they will be affected. Behavior, that is communication with the people. Communication is very important feature of the behavior. Safety means you understand that this is safe, this is again memorize, this is safe, this is not safe, will not touch with the electric wires, you will not touch the hot surfaces, because your memory, your brain knows that this is dangerous, okay. But these people may forget, and therefore their safety is affected, their safety is jeopardized, we can say. Personal care deteriorates, they may not take control of their own cleanliness habits. Lapses in the clarity, hallucinations, delusions. Now this is not exactly schizophrenia, but schizophrenia like activities will be start appearing. Why this will be? Because their own memory has made these noises, and from these noises they will these noises will tell them, like hallucinations or delusions will be there. Emotions are dysregulated, because slowly they will forget why we are having good emotions, because people know each other. Some of the students, when they see teachers, they feel that they should respect. So this is emotion. This is why, because they can remember the teacher is there, therefore they do it. Once there is a forgetfulness is there, then definitely that emotion will not be there. So like this, these emotions are dysregulated, they will be disorganized, there will be apathy, that is loss of energy. Apathy, normally we call that if I do not care for your presence or your word sentence, we call it as apathy in English. So it can be loss of energy, loss of willingness, lability, that is changes in the mood. These are the very core features which are occurring in the dementias, particularly Alzheimer's dementia. Now about medications and all we shall see in the next class, we'll go for that. In second year we'll go for all these various drugs, and for fourth year we'll go for further diagnostic test, diagnostic scales for that, and various treatment protocols what has to be done. So this is how the Alzheimer's is. If you have any difficulty, you can call me, you can rather write me on our group, so that we can have this difficulty solved, and let me know what is your reactions after watching.